Hi, shall we start with the good old team news? Who's available, who's not? Who came through?
Yeah, obviously a bit unusual because we've still got a few days before the game. But at this stage, sort of from last week, everyone sort of got through the game okay. Benny Davis, who came off at half time, still got a bit of a sort of ankle problem that he hasn't trained with the team yet. So he's kind of touch and go. Destiny, he's still working his way through it. We haven't ruled him out yet. So obviously we've still got 3 or 4 days up our sleeve. So it's probably 50-50 at this stage as to whether he'll be available. And everyone else is okay apart from sort of the long-term ones.
After watching your side win in quite a different way on Friday night, you said, let the fans dream of what might be ahead and titles. What about you? Have you kind of allowed yourself to look that way? Are you believing that this group of players can
Yeah.
go the distance?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not so much a dreamer. I'm very much in the reality of day to day, and what's important to us is, as I say, I thought we coped well with the challenge we had on the other night. But we know that there's another challenge for us Monday night. So looking beyond that doesn't really serve any purpose. Like I said, supporters, by all means, this is their football club, and they've got to enjoy their football club if things are going well, and it provides them with some hopes and dreams and aspirations. But my task is more sort of the mundane day to day.
You said don't look too far ahead, but looking too far ahead, sorry, but Chelsea, Villa, City, Newcastle coming up. How big is this? How defining could the next few weeks be? Your side have come a long way very quickly, and you said there might be bumps, but also you said you're going to enjoy those bumps.
Yeah, it's just part of the challenge. And again, you can sort of list those games, and you can sort of think about them collectively, or you can just concentrate on you know the biggest challenge for us, which is Chelsea on Monday night. So all those kind of things take care of themselves if you deal with the kind of, like I said, the day to day process. And really important for us. I've emphasised to the players, we just stay in the present. It's for us, what's worked really well so far is that the players come in every day working hard, wanting to improve, and tackled every game, with a real strong mindset of trying to overcome whatever challenge we have. And there would be no one who's thinking beyond Monday night, because that's kind of our most important task right now.
Alex.
Hi, Ange. You've had over a week to prepare for Monday's game. How have you managed that time, and have you given the players some days off?
Yeah, we had a couple of days off, sort of straight after that game, and because obviously we had the short turnaround Monday to Friday, so we had a short turnaround between the games, so it made sense to give the lads a couple of days off, and they realise when you have a couple of days off, you work doubly hard when you're in. So they've had 3 fairly intensive days, so. It's been a good week, opportunity for us to work on a few things, physically, tactically, and I've had a solid block of training, which is good for us. We want to sort of try and compensate for the fact that we don't have a game, obviously midweek, because we're not in Europe, and obviously the Carabao Cup, and it's really important that we try and keep our players as fit as possible, not just the starters, because obviously with our games midweek, a lot of guys aren't playing a lot, and we're going to need them. So we use that time to try and work as hard as we can in training to compensate for it.
Did you go to the team meal? Look fun, the team meal?
The reason it was fun was I wasn't there. So.
Arsenal, City and Liverpool could go above Spurs before they play on Monday. I know you've said that you're not looking too far ahead, but how much of a focus is there on the league table right now? Are you looking at it and think, I want to stay up there?
No, like I said, you don't use it as, it's the obvious barometer for how you're going, for sure. And we're in a good position. We obviously want to stay there, but it's not, it's not the driver of, like I said, where we are at the moment as a team, because for us, while we're building, kind of a way of playing, a way of training, a lot of new players being incorporated into where we are as a football club at the moment. Our mindset just needs to be on, like I said, tackling each challenge and really focusing on ourselves right now. Whatever the sort of table shows, it'll show, but the only influence we can have on it is by making sure that every game we tackle it.
Just finally, nobody likes being reunited with their ex, especially when they're with someone that they never liked. But how hopeful are you that the Spurs fan base will take the moral higher ground because they're so in love with you now and not show any hostility or animosity towards Maurizio on Monday?
Jeez, that's a lot to take in, and thankfully those kind of days are well past me. I think your reference is to Maurizio, yeah. All right, so I'll try and get to that. Look, it's undoubted that he had an unbelievable impact on this football club. As all of us, I guess, in our roles, that's our ultimate goal and ambition, is that whatever kind of doors we go through, that we make an impact, and he's had an undeniable impact on this football club. His time here, I mean, he almost took the club to the ultimate summit of the Champions League, got close to the league. So his work is unquestioned. Everyone I speak to around here, there's still people who worked with him, can't speak highly enough of him as a person, as a manager. So I doubt there'd be anything but respect, for Maurizio from anyone at this football club, supporters or people associated with it. That doesn't mean he's going to get a guard of honour on Monday night, because we want to win, and I don't think you would expect that. But his tenure here and his impact here is undeniable, and I think will stand the test of time. That whenever people think of Maurizio and his time here as a Spurs manager, we'll only look upon it with respect and fondness.
Ange, how are you?
I'm just getting over my ex, mate, and thinking about the future. Yeah.
Just kind of following on from that, do you, in a way, see your style of play to be in any way similar to Mauricio's in terms of it being attacking, good to watch, entertaining football?
Well, it depends how you define it, mate. I think I've said before, I don't think, we're all sort of, unique in our own way. I don't think, you can just sort of say that, there's very two styles of football mimic one another. Maurizio has his way of his team's playing. I have my ways. We both, I guess, from that point of view, wanted our teams to be sort of progressive and attacking in their approach. But it's I think there's a lot more nuance than just saying because two managers or two football clubs are kind of showing some of the characteristics that means they're alike.
One of the most impressive things from outside of Spurs so far, the signings have been great, but also the players that were here last year who looked like they were underachieving, looked like they weren't enjoying it, looked really down. You've rejuvenated them. How have you done that?
Look, it hasn't been sort of anything specific or predetermined. We've just changed the environment and changed sort of the way we train and the way we do things, and then it's up to the players themselves. It's as much their decision as mine as to whether they embrace that and take it on board. I don't think there'd be any player who wouldn't take responsibility for what happened last year. It wouldn't just fall at the manager's steps, and sort of manager's feet. It's when you have a tough period, everyone. What I found anyway is, the real sort of strong people understand that they're just as culpable as anyone else. And the only way to change that is by, changing, and embracing whatever the new direction is. And, whether there have been existing players and new players, everyone's, all the staff, they've been prepared to do that, which means to me that they've, accepted responsibility for what happened last year. And now, understand that if we're going to have success, if we're going to be the team we wanted to be, they've got to take their own share of that responsibility by, buying into it.
Finally, Hummels Son seems to be thriving under the captaincy. Two parts. One, was he an obvious captain for you when you came in and Harry was leaving? Did you think, right, he's definitely it? And secondly, do you think that's what's got him back to where he was kind of 2 years ago, that added responsibility and leadership?
Was it the obvious one? For me, it seemed to be the right choice. Some of these things are just about timing and, where a group's at and where the individuals are at. And like I've said before, I've got a long history with Sonny, not directly, but, I've been well aware of him as a footballer for a very long time because of the part of the world I come from. And, I've always really liked the way he's carried himself for his club, for his national team, the way people speak about him. And working with him here, I had no doubt he had all the qualities to be an outstanding leader, whether that was as captain or as part of the leadership group. But, I think, particularly with Harry leaving, there was a massive void there, and both on and off the field in terms of presence. And I just thought Sonny was a really, good choice to fill that void, and I knew he would take it in the right way. And he's had great assistance from Guti Romero and Matters and other senior players within the group. And I think, has it helped him with his game? I think it's well chronicled. He had some issues last year physically that sort of hampered him, and I think he feels like he's in a good place. And maybe the extra responsibility is added to that he's really enjoying his football and wants to make an impact.